Google just dropped Gemini 3 and it's completely broken voice AI. I can now build a full AI voice agent, including a custom website, a working AI receptionist, and a branded domain in under 5 minutes with just one prompt. Here's a quick sneak peek at what we'll be building later in this video.
Howdy, partner. Ready to gear up? We've got our biggest Black Friday sale ever running, with everything at least 30% off.
So here we are on the actual release blog of Gemini 3. Now, this model is the smartest LLM currently. Polymarket also actually has the odds at, I think, over 80 or 90% that Google and Gemini 3 will be the smartest AI model by the end of 2025. And so there's a bunch of stuff in here. Gemini 3 absolutely crushed all the benchmarks. If you're not super familiar with that, basically those are just ways of us to test and compare the intelligence of different LLMs like OpenAI and their GPT models, Gemini and Google, as well as Anthropic and their Claude models. However, the big change here for voice AI is that this model has native multimodality. And so what that allows us to do is that in a vibe coding scenario I'm about to show you in a second, we can actually create a voice agent and a website all in one prompt, which makes it super easy to actually build demos. And if you're an AI agency owner, actually showcase this technology to clients. And so here we are in Google AI Studio. This is basically their vibe coding app. If you're familiar with something like Lovable or Bolt, this is exactly the same thing, except using their brand new Gemini 3 Pro model. You can see down here, you're able to build apps powered by Nano Banana, which is their image generation, voice apps, which is what we're going to be focusing on today, as well as videos with VO and Google search data. And so this is actually the most powerful vibe coder I've sort of seen, at least for voice AI capabilities. And to make it super easy for you guys to actually build this demo, you click the link down below to join my free community, Applied AI Academy, and you come to the classroom and click on YouTube resources. I have this full prompt for you that you can just copy and paste into Google AI Studio, and it'll actually create the voice agent for you and the website. You just have to fill in these blanks here. So basically it says, I want you to create me a landing page with an AI voice agent integrated into it. And then for this, you just fill in everything like I mentioned. The landing page will be for a streetwear brand called, let's just say it's called Explorer. And so I'm going to say the voice agent will be a helpful guide that helps users with choosing the perfect clothes for them and helping them get the most out of our current Black Friday sale. It is sort of that time of season right now. And so the branding for Explorer has a, let's say, rugged and high quality feel with earth tones and, fancy fonts. And so this is sort of like a high-end brand. I'm not going to fill in any of these things, but obviously the more information you give it, the more it sort of has to work off of when actually creating this website and the voice agent. Now that we clicked build, it will start to actually create the website and the voice agent. It will take a bit to actually build this. So in the meantime, I'm actually going to explain why this is so revolutionary. Now, previously, before this Gemini 3 and AI Studio, if you wanted to build a demo, and you can actually see this in some of my previous videos, you would have to use a tool like Lovable to build the website. And then you'd have to build the voice agent separately on something like Retail AI or Vappy, and then connect it via API to Lovable. And oftentimes you even need to use something like N8N or Make.com. And so if you aren't familiar with any of those tools or that sounded confusing, that's exactly why this is so valuable here, because you're about to see in a second, it creates the full package for a demo, something you could hand a potential client of yours or present your boss as sort of a proof of concept for implementing a voice AI agent in your business and really visualizing what it would look like, feel like, and sound like on your website. Now, a couple other things I want to include when mentioning this is that you don't always have to do this with one prompt. You can obviously follow up pretty much as many times as you want with the AI agent to make it exactly how you want. And you can actually include a website in here or sort of include screenshots of your company's website or your potential client's website, and it can just copy that almost one for one and actually make it so it looks like there's an actual AI voice agent on their website. Okay, So Gemini is now done. Let's see how it works. You will need to click allow to give it access to your microphone. And you can see it created this, sort of streetwear website. Looks pretty fancy. Mentions the Black Friday event, and you can scroll down here. They don't have pictures of the actual gear, but you can see it created this entire website. Now, if we want to use the actual voice agent, we would click down here. Hello.
Howdy, partner. Ready to gear up? We've got our biggest Black Friday sale ever running, with everything at least 30% off.
Wow, that's great. I live in like a super cold, rainy area. Is there anything that would fit for me that's currently on sale, and how can I save the most?
For cold, rainy weather, the Highland Parka is a great choice. It's waterproof and heavy duty, perfect for keeping you dry and warm. Everything in the store is at least 30% off right now.
Awesome. Could you tell me how much that parka is actually off and what it usually costs?
The Highland Parka is at least 30% off with our Black Friday sale, but I don't have the exact previous price here with me. It's the biggest sale we've ever had, so it's a good time to grab it.
Got it, got it. So you can see there, I like to include stuff like that it won't always be perfect on the first try. You can always follow up in here and sort of tell it to give the voice AI agent a bit more knowledge about what's actually going on. And if you actually want the full prompt that they gave the AI agent so that you can sort of get a head start when building this voice AI agent in a separate platform like retail, then you can just ask it straight up for that. Also, I'd like to mention, if you don't want the widget down here, you can also prompt it to sort of put the voice agent in the middle of the website. And so I actually do both of those things right now. And so I just prompted it to say, could you add the voice agent to the middle of the website instead of a pop-up in the corner? And could you also make sure that the AI agent has all the pricing information of all the products? So let's see how this works. And so boom, it just finished up. It actually changed the background image as well. But here is the AI now in the sort of middle of the page. And so let's ask Scout for some advice. Hey, Scout.
Hey there, what are you looking for? We've got our big Black Friday sale going on right now. Everything's at least 30% off.
Yeah, I was looking here at the Highland Expedition Parka because I actually live in a super cold area. What's the current price with it now that's at least 30% off?
The Highland Expedition Parka is now $245, down from $350. It's built for the harshest storms with a 3-layer Gore-Tex shell and responsibly sourced down insulation.
Thank you so much. I'll definitely make sure to buy it. And so boom, you can see there after some additional prompting, it's exactly how we want it. And again, you can refine this as much as you want. Now, as far as actually sharing this with someone, be that a potential client, a coworker, friends, family, your boss, if you do want to share it, the easiest way is to come up here and just click Share App. You can copy this link. It'll actually just lead you straight to this website, fully hosted by Google AI Studio. Now, if you just click Share App up here, you will be able to share it via this link, and I would recommend you also, publish it and share it in expanded. And you don't have to share it in expanded view by default, but if you copy this, they will be able to sort of test your app. The only problem with this is they see it through AI Studio Google, and so they actually are able to see all your prompts and everything like that, which isn't exactly what you'd want. So if you would instead like to have it just hosted on a custom domain, which is what I recommend, it looks the most professional, it will sort of be the best, there's two things you can do. One, you can actually save this to GitHub, and if you have developers or you're a bit more tech savvy, then you'll know what to do from there. You'll actually have access to all the code. You can edit what you want, and this would just be a great starting point. But if this is all perfect currently, and you're not super tech savvy, what you can do is hit this rocket ship here, which says Deploy App. You'll need to select a cloud project. If you don't have one already, you will just create the project and name it what you want. And so I'm going to say Explore Test, create that project, and then make sure you set up your billing. So if you don't have billing, which if this is your first time sort of using Google Cloud, you won't, You will need to link a billing account, and if you don't have one, you'll have to create one. Thankfully, I have one already. I can set that as my account, and you can see over here, if I refresh, the project is now verified and I can deploy it. Okay, now that your app is successfully deployed, and by the way, it might not deploy on the first try. You don't have to change anything, just retry, and then it should work. If it doesn't, then you might have to change your billing. But if you then just click here, open in Google Cloud, and you go down here to domain mappings, what you can do now is actually add a mapping, and this will basically connect it to an existing domain you have, and you can add it as a subdomain. So for example, I own the domain arose.ai because that's my company, that's where our website is. If I wanted to put explorer.arose.ai as a subdomain, then I could do that, and anytime someone searches that up or I share that link with someone, they would be brought not to the Google AI Studio link, but to this actual website. Like, this is what they would see here. And so that's pretty cool. And the way you do that is you click Add Mapping, select a service to actually map to. And so by deploying it, that's where you get that sort of pop-up to actually exist. Select a verified domain. If you don't have a verified domain yet, you would just click Verify a New Domain. And basically what it'll do, if you use any of the major domain providers, so for example, I use GoDaddy, it's super simple. You basically just have to log in through your account, and Google will actually walk you through it when you click that. And then you choose your actual subdomain. So say I want explorer.arose.ai. Then after that, it will give you a DNS record to actually update in your domain provider. If you're not familiar with what this is, you will want to log in with your domain provider, and basically you'll find the DNS records, and it's super easy. You just have to fill in these fields, make sure it's saved, and then you test it, and you should be good to go. And at that new domain, explorer.arose.ai, you'll have that demo. So thank you so much for watching. If you want to keep learning about AI, make sure to join my free community. If you want an actual voice AI agent built for your business, make sure to book a call down below with me. It's completely free. I'll see you guys in the next video.